Another day of me not brushing my hair before filming or putting on makeup, but you know, don't look at me. Hi, it's Kuma, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a zine video. It's been a while since we last did one on this channel and I'm trying to build up my zine library before Zine Fest rolls around again. Last year I had the audacity to apply for Zine Fest with only one zine under my belt, which, you know, led to me not getting accepted. And I was surprised back then, but this year will be different, I hope. I don't know. Anyway, I'm making a zine because my best friend Lori, who you've seen on this channel a few times, has a birthday coming up and they texted me saying, hey, instead of making me a punch needle thing and injuring your wrist, can you just make me a zine? And I was like, hell yeah. The theme of this zine is Lori's dog named Link, who you've also seen on this channel a few times. Link is just the cutest little ball of energy. I'm not great at drawing dogs or animals in general, but we'll try our best. We'll see what happens. I hope that you enjoy this video and hope that Lori likes the zine. Let's just get on into brainstorming and figuring it all out. The thing about me is that I don't really like to plan things out. I just kind of dive right in, for better or for worse, and this time was no different. There was no planning phase like I thought I was going to film. We just went straight into it. Lori gave me some ideas on what the zine could be about. One of the ideas was my personal relationship with Link and how that evolved over time. The other idea was the one I ended up going with, which was what Link does all day while Lori is not around, and I thought I could make something cute out of that, so that's what I went with. This page is about how Lori will leave on Lo-fi music for Link while they're at work, so Link is hopefully more comforted. I believe that Link is comforted by the lo-fi because who wouldn't be? I love lo-fi. You hear it all the time in my videos, so I wanted to do a little lo-fi radio page. Lo-fi channels tend to have some cute animation. I saw one that had like a capybara or a frog, so I went with a capybara and wanted to make my version of lo-fi radio. I drew Link using some reference photos, just embracing the calmness and the serenity of the lo-fi as he waits patiently for Lori's arrival. I don't tend to draw my zine in numerical order. I just start with whatever drawing I feel like doing that day. This was a really fun page to make because I got to draw all of Link's favorite toys. One of the things that I drew was this ceramic bird. Lori has a small collection of these round yellow birds. They are not meant to be played with, obviously they are ceramic. Link was just having so much fun rolling around this ceramic bird with his nose. We just thought it was the funniest thing ever, so of course I had to draw the ceramic birds. Apparently Link was also obsessed with this Coco collection of dog toys that came out, including a chancla and a concha. He ripped this to shreds, so I had to include that as well. And it was a lot of fun to make. I tried to make everything look a little bit more glowy and a little bit more shiny because this is part of Link's dream. That's why the style is maybe a little bit different than you'll see in the other pages. It's day 2 of the zine project and I finished 2 pages which you saw me work on and I'm pretty happy with where they're at so far. I decided to go with sort of a rhyming poem type narrative because I personally like when things rhyme. I think it adds to the children's book style illustrations that I tend to have already. I really like the pairing of those two things. I'm running into that problem where I start drawing right away without really finishing the story. I now want to change a few lines of the story, so I'm having to go back and do that, but that's okay. So I think I'm just gonna revise a few lines and then start drawing the next page and hopefully I can get that one done today. So that's the plan. Let's just see how much I can get done today. I feel like half of the drawing process, at least for me, is just looking at different reference photos and images, trying to piece together what I see in my head and trying to make it make sense on my screen. I think this was one of the pages I was struggling with just because I was really trying to show like the action of opening the door and the action of Link turning around and seeing Lori. As I mentioned before, I am not great at drawing dogs or animals in general, so this was a challenge for me. I was trying to make sure that each page Link looked like Link. Some pages I was like, does this look like him at all? I don't know. Also, Lori doesn't have a green door or green walls. That's the beauty of being an artist. You can just make things up. I wanted a little bit more color contrast, so I added the green because I like how it looked. But yeah, full transparency. No, they do not have green walls. Why am I telling you this? July is zine month, which is something that I just learned very recently. I got some zine mail, so I thought I would open it up. This is a zine mail from Angela of Dingo X Donk. She actually purchased one of my zines on Etsy. That's how she found me, and she has been sending me some zines ever since. There's some piggy washi tape on the top there, which I find absolutely adorable. So Angela is part of Dingo X Donk. They just have a free zine collective where they send people zines for free. So if you're interested in learning more about them, you can find them at dingoxdonk.com. I'll leave it here so you can find it. This is the first zine. It's called Meet and Greet Dingo Donk. It's just about how Angela and Nick created Dingo Donk, and Dingo and Donk refers to their two dogs. So I think that's really cute. The second thing I see is a sticker. The last zine in here is called Daffy, made by Angela and Nick, and this is such a cool, interesting style. Look at that, it looks very comic book. They wrote a little note here that says, Studio Kuma, enjoy this month's edition. Thank you so much, Angela and Nick, for curating such a fun little zine mail. Such a sweet surprise, I really didn't expect that. And what a fun way to celebrate zine month. So happy zine month, everybody. Let's get on with the video. I wanted to mention the app I'm using and what brushes I'm using in case you were wondering. I always use Procreate for all of my drawings. I love Procreate. Highly recommend it. It's so easy to use, super intuitive. I've been using it for 4 or 5 years now. Absolutely love it. It's my favorite drawing program. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I'm just letting you know what I like to use. The only thing I will say that if you delete your files, you can't get them back. When I was drawing this zine on one particular page, I deleted it. Thankfully, I had footage of my old pages I could reference, but yeah, once you delete them, they're gone forever. That is the one con about Procreate. Anyway, the brush set I am using is from the default inking library, and this is the brush called Dry Ink. I'm using it because it looks like oil pastels. I like the texture that it gives, and it gives it a little bit more of a hand-drawn look. As for color palettes, I typically look at Pinterest. I find that people put together some really nice ones, and then I don't have to think about what colors to pick from, so it makes it a little bit easier. Just like everyone else in the world, I have an unhealthy obsession with the movie K-pop Demon Hunters, and my greatest achievement was having Lori watch it with me. Lori, who has never listened to K-pop before, is a K-pop fan, so I feel very accomplished in that. And I had to commemorate by finding a way to stick Zoe, Mira, and Rumi in this drawing. I drew a photo of Lori and Link watching the movie together, and I think it turned out really funny. Let me know what your favorite song is. Mine changes every week, but right now I think it's Your Idol or Golden. Such a great soundtrack. I love that movie. I could go on forever, but I digress. I wanted to fill up the page a little bit more by adding more of Link's toys, like his Kong, his lamb chop thing. He loves that lamb, and I just think it makes the page look a little bit more full. We are almost done with this zine. This is the final page, which is actually the first page in the zine. I did it last just because it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to draw. This page is about how Link is always thinking about Lori even if Lori isn't around. It just shows them going on a walk together. One funny thing about Link is that he does not like to walk on the grass. I remember when Lori would play fetch in the backyard, he would purposefully walk on the concrete as long as he could. Even a sliver of cement he would be walking on until he got to his toy. He would grab the toy, then immediately get off the grass back onto the concrete. I just think that's so funny. I feel like most dogs really enjoy playing in the grass, but not Link. So of course I drew them on a sidewalk on the concrete that he loves. We are now working on the cover of the zine. Lori sent me a reference photo of Link in a pile of laundry, and I thought it was so cute. I had to recreate that photo. Another really fun page to draw. Nothing crazy here, just making a lot of clothes. Just got a little fun with the colors in the background and added the title and my name, and that's about it. We're ready to print and assemble, and I'm so happy with how this all came together. Truthfully, I forgot to record myself while I was actually drawing this, so I had to record myself again. I was just drawing Pokemon from memory, so enjoy this drawing that I made. Before we are able to print our zine, I first have to make sure everything is formatted correctly and all the pages are in the right space. This zine is modeled after the last zine that I did for my mom, so I opened up that file and then used that as a reference on where to put my pages. Since everything was the same size, everything fit really well, and I knew that everything would be printed correctly. Then it's time to print. this concludes this zine video. I really hope that you all liked it, especially you, Lori. This was such a fun way to celebrate Zine Month, and although Zine Month is already over, as long as you're reading zines, making your own, any month is Zine Month. I do have a market coming up August 16 at Soul Real Market in Fullerton, California, so if you are in the area, please stop by and say hi to me. It's a dog-friendly event, so please bring your dog also, and I will pet every single one. That is a threat, and that is a promise. If you are available, come out and support. All the info will be down below and on my Instagram. Let me know what you guys are working on. If you're working on any creative projects, I would love to know. Until the next one, stay healthy, stay creative, and I will see you next time. Bye!